Hello, you may all be wondering, Halloween, what on earth are you playing this evening? And the game is Mother Russia Bleeds, as it says there on the title screen. It is a Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Dragon's Crown-y kind of scrolling beat-em-up game. And what I'm going to do is show you a couple of stages. Now, unfortunately, I actually recorded this earlier today, but it didn't work very well because I bugged up the recording, so I'm doing it again. Unfortunately, I'm actually pretty pissed right now because I thought, oh, I'm done, I'll treat myself to some wine. So I thought, you know, do this properly. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is show you the very first stage of the game, which I think is kind of unsettling and quite creepy, and then I'm going to show you somewhat further into the game, which is a bit, you know, the stories progress and more stuff is happening, and it's a bit NSFW really, but you'll see when we get there. Anyway, the general gist of it is we've been kidnapped from a Romani sort of camp, and we've been injected with an experimental drug called Necro. Unfortunately, Necro is really bad for us, but it makes crazy stuff happen, like we start hallucinating and seeing really weird, freaky stuff. And that's the thing that actually drew me to the game in the first place, was all the weird, freaky, disturbing things. But, as you can see, they're having a bit of a bad time. That would be Natasha and Ivan there. I'm Ivan, the big chap, and Natasha's going to be my support. This game is really, really interesting, though it's a very bizarre game in the sense that it is less interesting the more it goes on. I feel that the start was stronger than the end. I know that sounds a bit strange, but you'll just have to take my word for it. And, yeah. Either way, the gameplay itself is very Streets of Rage-esque, which is what you can actually see here. We're going to punch this man really hard in the face. Obviously, Ivan is a little bit upset that we've been ejected. We got low health, and I'll show you the mechanics of the game as we go through. And, general gist of it is, he's quite upset, so we're just going to have to, I'm going to heal ourselves, and then, ow, get hit in the face. Now, the starting enemies all take very little damage, as you can see. We just wreck them completely. The game works in the sense of Streets of Rage as well. The fact that coloured enemies indicate how damaging they are. So, these basically yellow-skinned scientist guys are pretty weedy. However, the slightly higher up level guys later on are much stronger. And they are like green or orange, you get the idea. Colour-coded sprites for how dangerous enemies are. Now, this game is incredibly violent. It is very, very gory. It is very, very unpleasant at points. But that's kind of half the appeal, you know? It's part of the art style. Some people compare it to like a Hotline Miami art style. I wouldn't say that as such, but it's certainly unsettling at points and reasonably disturbing. This stage is full of like ultra-violence kind of thing. There's a lot of gore going on. And the stage I'll show you later on is full of a lot of ultra-violence and sexual content. There's a lot of sort of weird stuff going on there. So it's definitely a very adult game. But I trust you guys. You're either supposed to be 18 plus, or I trust in you. If you think you're old enough to see this kind of content, then, you know, I believe in you. Right, this is the other, sort of main mechanic of the game. We can heal ourselves with our goo we inject off of bodies, or we can power ourselves up, as you can see. Like so, I can overdose. And we also get weird hallucinations. And that sort of background hallucination stuff is what drew me to the game. And as you can see, the game is absolutely beautiful. The sprite work is incredible. You can see behind the main characters there are lots of crazy stuff going on. That guy's eating a dead body. The other guy's having a twitch fit. Bad times overall. And again, if you've ever played Streets of Rage, you'll recognise all of this style of content. It is very similar. Weapons, enemy types. The only main difference is using the hypodermics here to draw out the drug Necro out of bodies. Any of the bodies that twitch are fair game. What is that supposed to be, a shark? Oh, whatever. Sorry, I'm trying to repeat the content and the commentary I did before, however, I'm about 3 times as drunk as I was last time, and I'm trying very hard to concentrate. It's not as easy as you'd imagine, I gotta be honest. I thought I was nice and done for the evening, but no, apparently my recording incompetence comes back to bite me again. Alright, Natasha, my lovely AI partner, will do that business there, so we will take this glass and smash it over. As you can see though, the game is utterly gorgeous. Like, the sprite work is brilliant. It's very reminiscent of the 16-bit era, but with the advancements and technology that gives us stuff like look at the real-time reflections on the floor, and lots of very busy work in the background. Huge amounts of enemies on screen, stuff you just simply couldn't have done on the Mega Drive or the Super Nintendo or the TurboGrafx at the time. Smashy, smashy! Gonna use my ridiculously hench man to crack you in the face. The weapons range from stuff like baseball bats and clubs to things like shotguns and guns. And the actual handguns themselves are very, very damaging. Also, this knife is very, very damaging. Can I find a man that... shank, dead. The sort of the gore and the ultra-violence is really quite shocking at points. It's quite strange to see, like, a 2D game being this violent. But hey, anyway, I'm going to continue with my wine. I thought I've started, I might as well continue. Natasha will immediately go and wreck the pig here. Oh goddamn, it smells like dead people, says Ivan here. So I'm not going to try and narrate this evening, I've had too much, but either way, Natasha there just literally punching a pig to death, which is freaky enough as it is. I'm going to show you a couple of combos. I can't do it completely because these enemies are a bit too weak. However, the game does contain combos, as you can see. We can kick people up in the air. Like, if I do this, I can grab him mid-air and throw him on the ground and punch him further from there. I can do slide kicks, I can dodge attacks, all sorts of things. Now, for people who like the sort of technicals behind beat-em-ups and, like, scrolling beat-em-ups like so, the, oh, there is an effect I need to turn off, actually, now I think about it. The screen shake makes people feel sick, so I'm actually going to turn it off just to make sure. Let's throw this around quickly. There we go. The sliding attack I'm doing here actually gives you iframes. Now, iframes mean invulnerability frames, which allows me to avoid any attack, which is really kind of handy. I'm going to grab you, sir. I'm going to punch you in the face with my grab button and make sure you are dead. Natasha's going to punch that pig to death because she is a sick, sick lady. Throw these guys against the wall here. Now, these guys are addicted to Necro. We're in this lab. And again, the game starts out very freaky. This underground research facility is quite disturbing. There's lots of very undead-looking enemies. And as we get to the surface, the enemies become more normal. And I actually feel that it loses a bit of its impact. But then, that's me. I'm always on the look for, like, sort of crazy horror stuff. I'm trying my best not to get hit here. That's my goal. Lay into that pig. I can taunt as well. Here, Natasha, have a tooth. Right, we're going to run all the way along this horrible sewer. I'm going to pick up this chap, throw him over here. Now, ideally, what I want to do is get the guys in the middle. It's much easier to deal with baddies when they're closer to the center of the screen. You can see what's going on. And, among other things. I played this game a lot this morning. I've actually finished the game now. I got all the way to the end. And I was reasonably impressed by it. Though, again, I feel that the game got progressively less interesting as it went on. And again, like I said before, I know it's a strange thing to say, but the themes of the game start off here about this drug and the crazy hallucinogenics that are going on. You got that weird heart in the background, all sorts of stuff. And I feel it kind of, I wouldn't say loses its way, but loses its impact as it goes on. Now, I don't know whether that's to do with the fact that the violence loses its impact, because I've seen how crazy violent the game is, and after over 3 hours or so, that doesn't really affect you anymore. I don't know. But either way, I find that the game was more interesting as in this first phase. The 5th stage I'm going to show you, out of 8. Very like Streets of Rage, in fact. Streets of Rage also had 8 stages in the very first game. Whether that's coincidence or not, I don't know. The 5th stage I'm going to show you is in a BDSM club, and there's a lot of really cool background effects going on, as well as a lot of hallucinogenic stuff, which is related to the drug, which is why I want to show you. Plus, it kind of shows you what the game's like midway through as well. Gives you a sort of idea of how far we're getting along. Anyway, this is towards the boss of the stage, so we're just going to kick the crap out of these green guys. Anyone who's green like this is full of the drug. Now, if we actually needed it, we could just hammer these guys, and you see they're twitching. We could absorb the drug out of them. We're not going to, because we don't need it, because, these guys aren't doing any damage. So we're going to head all the way to the first boss. I'm going to show you a couple of boss things. And again, we're in some sort of, like, slaughter pen where the pigs are, so I'm just going to go and punch these pigs to death, because, why not, I guess. It is pretty disturbing. This game is... The violence shown in this game is actually quite unsettling at times. And I've played a lot of violent games over the years, and this one in particular is pretty freaky when it comes to it. Now, that's the boss over there, this like, highly strung-looking chap. So what I'm going to do, oops, is berserk myself and punch him up. So as soon as I can, smack him to the side. It's not really what I wanted to do. I'm going to get on the other side of him, and then I'm going to swap sides whenever he tries to do an attack. That's the goal, anyway. And as soon as he turns around, I'm going to break out of his hold and beat him up. Now, if you notice, the enemies actually don't have a health bar, but they show physically what sort of damage they're taking based on, like, what sort of health they got. That doesn't make any sense, does it? They show more blood and such when they're taking more damage. They get bloody, their clothes get blood on them, that kind of thing. Anyway, we're heading to the surface now. Look at this. I'm the M. Bison looking motherfucker. I look good. Natasha, your score was crap because your AI sucks. I don't know if I've discussed the AI yet, but the AI in this game is very, very poor. And unfortunately, there's no online co-op either, which is a bit sad. There's local co-op, which is fine, but the online co-op is really what would be necessary for this kind of game, I feel. But especially with the bots being so poor. Anyway, this is the second stage. If I show you very quickly what the second stage looks like. We're in a prison, and it starts out with a prisoner being attacked, as you can see. Lots of like nice little nudity going on there. Now the skinheads here are naked people. As much as I love to beat up naked people. Actually, saying that, you can see the damage model there. Like, I've kicked the crap out of him, and you can see that more and more blood appears. This guy wants help, but anyway, we're not interested in that. So what we're going to do is go back to the main menu, and we're going to go to the stage 6. Sorry, stage 5 even, which is the club. As I can see, I've got every single stage unlocked, but we're going to go to number 5. We're going to use Ivan again. And well, yeah, that's a good point. I should probably discuss that. There's different drugs you can unlock. I've unlocked 3 so far, and they actually do different things. And you can see how much different health they have. The original one, called Kremlin Colonel, gives us like 3 health and 3 berserks. The Rose Kennedy, like, in theory, has some sort of like charming effect, but only gives you 2 doses. The Purple Rain allows us to suck it all up in one go very quickly, but only has 1 dose, so it's a bit of a risk-reward kind of thing, I'd imagine. Anyway, we're going to go for the basic stuff. Now, stage 5 is the one in the BDSM club. It's full of, like gribblers and, like, a bit of adult content, but, like I said, I trust you lot. You'll be right. March 21st, 1986. Now, this chappie that looks like the Kingpin's just discussing how it's his last day on the job and he wants his daughter to, like, not grow up without a dad. So, of course, we're going to kill him. Sorry, fellas, this here's a private party. Hey, you understand Russian? We look like we don't want any trouble. However, Natasha wants trouble, so she immediately kills the guy. Now, we're going to kill the guys further, because they have lovely white suits and we're quite jealous. So, trip them up. There's lots of, like, mechanics in the game. The biggest one, I feel, is the ability to slide, which, again, like I said earlier, gives you the iframes to dodge lots of attacks, which is kind of nice. Now, these guys have more health, so what I can actually show you now is uppercuts and all sorts of things. So you can see different attacks. We can do stun attacks by going punch, punch, kick, or, oops, get knocked on the floor. Kick the crap out of that guy. Let's see if we can find a slightly more healthier one to murder. No, Natasha's just going to kill him. Anyway, we'll trip this guy up. Up in the air you go, grab and smash! And he's dead. I'll just quickly heal myself and drain him. Drain. Oops. Okay, fine. I didn't want to drain the guy anyway. That's fine. Now, if I wanted to, what I could do, if I can get out of this mess, took a load of damage there for no good reason, I can go all the way at the top here, punch this bin, and get this bottle of Smirnoff. It's obviously Smirnoff because it has the, you know, same things. So I just shank this guy with a broken bottle, he immediately dies. Grab, smash. Look at that, I bounced him. Hardcore. Natasha took loads of damage, she's now jiggling and being upset, so... Right, inside the club, we have what you'd imagine, which is not only cool music, but lots and lots of, like, club-like activities. So let's kick the shit out of people with a baseball bat. Smashy, smashy. You can juggle people pretty easily, as you can see. One of the fun things of the game is like juggling people between attacks, which is really, really cool. The lovely coat lady there is, for some reason, jiggling her boobs at us, but maybe that's how she gets people to put the coats in there, I don't know. It must be quite sweaty in one of those masks in that cloakroom. I don't think there's probably air conditioning in there, but what do I know? Alright, let's do this. This random police officer guard people. A guy with a chair, which I'm going to have to hit around the face. Again, I got to be honest, the graphics here are incredible. Oh dear, my partner has died because she is rubbish, so I will quickly revive her. And kill crap out more people. We can easily get some more health. That's not really much of a problem. Again, like I said earlier, the AI is really appalling. It really is quite bad. It's a real shame. It's a missed opportunity to have decent AI. It acts very much like the enemies do, which is not very intelligent. They sort of walk towards you, trying to do things. Okay, let's suck up some goo here. Let's trip that guy up. Gives us some extra time. Here, you go over there. Alright, suck up the goo. There we go. No, Natasha, let's throw him this way. No, alright, you knock him off screen. We don't need him anyway. Standy there, like, giving some eyeballing. There we go. Well, if we do this over here, if he turns out to be a guy full of necro, we can grab him. Okay. Alright, what have we got on this screen? Okay, Natasha's dead again. You know what, Natasha, I might leave you dead. You're pretty useless. You want help, do you? Well, you should have thought that before you were rubbish. I'm going to punch this guy down on the ground. There we go. He is full of goo. The slide is probably the most useful move in the game. However, very typically these games, it's probably the best move as well. And unfortunately, that means that if you want to avoid taking damage, your chances are will slide a lot. But that's not very interesting, so I won't do it too much. But however, I will use the slide to dodge projectiles, like so. It's amazing I'm actually dodging projectiles completely, because my vision's a bit blurry. Good times. Here you go. Get back up. You good? Yeah, he's good. Okay. 1, 2, up. And kick. Straight into other people. Isn't that nice? That juggling move is great. Now we need to come over here. So Natasha, come with me. And we're going to slide into them like so. Bring them over here, like that. That way we can see what's going on. And lay into them. The game itself is quite fun. The move list is limited, but interesting. The different characters are quite fun. They do play differently. However, I've got to be honest, the big guy here is probably the best. He's slow, in theory, but not slow enough that it makes a difference. But hey. Look at that. What we got here? More background stuff. We've got a man flailing his willy around. Good times. We've got a lady upside down on the pole. I mean, why not, I suppose? Smash, smash, smash. I said the violence levels is reasonably shocking. It's surprising to see a game drawn like this to be this violent. Quite disturbing imagery at times, but I think that's the point. It's supposed to shock and surprise you. That's what kind of makes it interesting, you know? Right, we're going to punch these guys flat in the face. They all dead? Excellent. We got a man getting whipped on stage there. Looks like a lot of fun. Now, these guys have guns. Now, guns in this game are quite tricky. I mean, among the fact they're also ultra-violent stuff, I'm going to throw the guns over there. Right. It'll make sense in a minute. Now, if I throw the guns over here, I'll be able to use them slightly further on. We'll suck up this a minute. There we go. Now, the gun, that means if I threw the guns, it means I can use them here, which is excellent. Makes this section much easier. Guns are very, very quick, very powerful attacks, and unfortunately, when the enemies get them, you can die in the same way just as quickly. Splat. There we go. Let's break the condom machines. Again, just nothing important really, just a nice touch. You can smash them up and they break stuff. Now this guy, he's our dog guy. Whoa, what is that thing? And he says something like woof woof. I'm a good little doggy. Now he's obviously enjoying being some sort of dog that wants to be punished, but we're not really worried about that kind of thing. Although we're gonna have a bad trip. Are you seeing this shit? The dog doesn't answer us though. Now this is the effects of the drug on our characters. And this is again, like I said, something that really drew me to the game. It's really interesting. I was gifted the key by my friend, and I saw the trailer after he gifted it to me, and the screenshots like this were in the trailer, and it's very, very cool. Very, very impressive sort of look to it. You know me, I'm all for the horror stuff. Gimp guy though, headbutting people when they're on the floor is absolutely fantastic. Nice, you do that, Gimp guy, you do that. Oh dear, let's try that again. Slash, stab, maim, destroy, good times. There we go, good. There we go, we're back in control, after vomiting everywhere. Woof woof. Masters are proud of their good doggy. Now, look at the background there, we got people like on crosses and stuff. It's an interesting club, this one. I'd say probably on the smidge illegal side, but whatever. And we've got a mixture of people like in gimp masks, and we got Satan back here tossing off. You know, it's fine. This happens in regular clubs. And now we have Piggy. Or is it Pigsley from Manhunt? I don't know. That's what it reminds me of anyway. So we're going to cave Piggy's head in. Although we got baddies coming up on the side. This game is a bit more difficult than I might be making it look. I gotta be honest. It's not difficult as such, but it's not easy either. I definitely died a few times during the one-player mode. Again, if the AI was better, then maybe that would help. I don't know. I am absolutely in love with the way this game looks, though. It's impressively hideous. So let's suck up some Necro. Yeah, Gimp guy there, enjoying himself. Some person chained up. Lots of weird stuff going on. It's fine. More pig people, so we're gonna grab them. Nice. We're gonna trip them up. Once they're tripped up on the floor, they're pretty much dead meat. You just beat them up. This game does suffer from the old Streets of Rage problem as well, that a lot of the later enemies have way too much health, which can make it, like, make them a bit bullet spongy at times. And as much as I like this game, I'm not sure I could completely recommend it either. It's fun if you love Streets of Rage or Dragon's Crown or Golden Axe style games, that scrolling beat 'em up. But if you kind of like them but you're not crazy about them, the fact this doesn't have online co-op means you're kind of stuck by yourself with the terrible AI, and that's not necessarily the best place to be, you know? We want gun, really. Nice, here we go. Blam, blam, blam. Come on, guys. Heads come off. Heads will roll. Smack, smack. If their heads come off, you can't suck up the goo from them. So it's not necessarily the best thing to do, but whatever. This scene is super creepy, by the way. That dark, like, look to it with all the freakish animal heads bouncing up and down. I don't know. I find that very unsettling, I suppose. There's something about it that makes it a little bit creepy. Smack, smack. Nice. Okay, good. We've got enough goo that we can, yeah, have that. So let's suck up some extra goo off this twitchy guy. Oh, Gimp guy took one for the team there, which is kind of handy. Alright, I'm max on goo. That's good. Again, the fact this game has 8 stages and they're roughly between like 6 and 10 minutes-ish each. It's actually quite nice. It gives you enough time to sort of get your teeth into it, but not overstay its welcome. But again, unless you're mad about this kind of genre, the fact there's no online multiplayer really sort of harshes the groove a smidge. And I would need to look it up. I don't know why the developers didn't put it in. It seems like a no-brainer to me, but maybe it's a bit too tricky or too expensive to implement, perhaps. Anyway, let's suck up some goo, people. There we go, nice. We're actually going to head over towards the boss arena here. There's some ongoing story that you're about to see, which is well and good. We all like ongoing story. This is one of our old friends. It's probably quite important, but we're not worried about that. I don't want to spoil you on the story. There is a story to this, and the stuff happens. But again, I feel that most of the interesting stuff happens at the start. Like this kind of thing. It's creepy. Like the way they've actually got it set up with the lights dimming and more things appearing. That's pretty unsettling. I like it. There we go. Boss has appeared. Boss is kind of like evil scorpion-y kind of dude. I wouldn't say he's difficult per se. I mean, all you got to do really is get your partner to go one side of him and just beat the crap out of him like so. As long as you're not caught, anyway, we'll berserk him. There we go. He doesn't have particularly a huge amount of health either for the boss. Like some of the bosses have interesting mechanics in them, like you got to throw dudes into it or defeat the machine, or this guy, nah, not so much. It's just dodges, crazy attacks, which isn't particularly complicated. As you can see, you can pretty easily juke him. There we go. Boss dead. Fucking scumbags. And that is Mother Russia Bleeds. I hope you enjoyed it. Unfortunately, I had to, like I said, I did have to re-record it. I think it came out fine the second time. I'm sorry I'm a little bit more tipsy than I wanted to be recording this. My commentary might be a little bit weird, so you have to excuse me. Yeah. It's an interesting game. But in terms of could I recommend it? I don't know. I don't normally do review scores, but again, for numbers, that people like numbers, it's a 6 out of 10. A 7 out of 10 if you love the genre. I'd say like you grew up playing Streets of Rage and you absolutely adore it. That might be, you know, might be more interesting to you at that point. If not, then maybe double think before you purchase it. If you think it looks cool, of course, by all means. It's fun. I like it enough anyway. The themes and the graphics alone are interesting. We don't get games like this come along that often, which is what sort of caught my eye after I was gifted it. So thank you, Rufus. That was a very, very nice gift, and I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. And I hope you enjoyed the video as well. And I'll catch you all next time. Peace, everyone.